Hello, welcome back, Title Tribe. This is another episode of Friendly Fire. As you see, we have the man stepping up again to fill in another spot, fill in a role to help us out. Nate and I actually canceled this show twice this week. Once was me, and once was him canceling, and so we're trying to get this episode pushed out. And fortunately, Frito was able to step up. The Frito Bandito. Rich, how's it going, buddy?
I'm good, good. Little tired. I was up real late last night. My son had a Friday night light football game and stuff like that. Barn burner of a game. Um, yeah. What was the final score? 54-48? 54-48. Yeah, man, it was a barn burner.
Did they pull it out?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We're
Oh,
him and Santa Fe Timberwolves are 6-1.
nice.
Just Wolves.
Oh, okay. How's he feeling this today?
He's good. He got a little he has a ligament torn in his thumb and everything, so he's having to deal with that. Here was one play last night when he was running down on the kickoff, and he had the guy at the probably the 5 yard line and stuff, but man, it just couldn't hold on to him. So he diverted him to the left to where his team could tackle him.
There you go. Yeah, that's the good thing about playing defense. You don't always really need that extra thumb.
You just see though, it's crazy because when he gets hit on the when he gets hit, he comes running the sideline. He's flailing around like it's gonna make it or better or something.
Yeah, he's pulling that ligament even more.
Yeah, that's what I keep on trying to tell him.
Yeah, well, what can you do? As long as he's still making tackles,
There you go.
we'll treat it like Rocky. Just cut it off, Mick. I got 9 more. All right. All right, so we're going to get into friendly fire here. Rich and I both have a Rival account. I want to go ahead and talk about Rival just a little bit. For those of you that don't know, Friendly Fire is a weekly show that we put out that's 100% sponsored by Rival Fantasy. The best way to get in on Rival Fantasy is to go to joinrival.com/title tribe. So Rival Fantasy is the newest evolution in fantasy sports betting. You want to check out Rival through that link, just as I said, and you can see it just below me, joinrival.com/title tribe. They have $1 fantasy bingo cards, which I'm sure we'll probably look at a little bit today. But it's where there are achievements on your bingo board. So instead of B6, it's your quarterback has a rushing touchdown in the second quarter. And then if your quarterback gets a rushing touchdown in the second quarter, you fill in that box. And if you fill in all the right boxes, you get bingo, you win money, just like I did in week 2. Not to mention they have plenty of other fun ways that you can bet on Rival. And then another good way to bet on Rival is through challenges. So one-on-one challenges, you versus me. I say this person's going to do good. You say he's not, but you think this guy's going to do good. I don't think he will. We can place a one-on-one bet against each other, and let Rival monitor it for us and settle our differences. And we have on our Gilded chat an actual designated channel for Rival just for this reason. So if we have a Rival challenge that we want to throw out there, you can go to the Rival channel and push it out there, and somebody will probably accept because somebody's a fan of that other team or a fan of that other player, and they'll probably get on with you. So if you want to get in on that Gilded chat, just let me know, or let Rich know, or let Coach Sheps know, and that's at Coach Sheps, and we will get you pointed in the right direction. We'll get you signed up in the Gilded channel, where we have I think it's over 240 people now in the Gilded chat that are all communicating back and forth with each other. And then, of course, for this episode, hit the like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because we have several different episodes on several different aspects of football, not just gambling, not just fantasy, not just college, but a little bit of everything. And if you hit that notification bell, you can see when we are going live for all of our episodes. So, Rich, I say we get started with today's episode for Rival. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it. Shout out to our newest member, Taco. Just joined today. Give him a little shout out today.
Yeah, and if you like the TV show The League, you truly appreciate that username. So, all right, I'm going to pull up our screen here, or pull up my screen anyway, and I'm going to go over last week first, just like I usually always do. So last week I lost a $10 bet here. It was it was a $5 bet, but $10. Well, no, it was a $10 wager. Because Anthony Richardson got hurt in the first half. That's the only reason, and I'm going to stand by that. But Trevor Lawrence did not score the 17.28 points that he was projected to get. He scored less than that. But I placed this bet. I think it was just against some random person on there. I don't think it was against Nate or anybody else last week. I just saw a bet out there and I liked it, and I thought that Anthony Richardson would outscore Trevor Lawrence, and I still feel strongly that had he not gotten hurt in that first half, he probably would have won that, and I would have won a $10 bet. What can you do? Injuries happen. It's part of the game. Just ask Frito's boy. So I did win this one. It was $1.80. So it was a $1 bet. A rival takes their 10%, which I'm perfectly fine with because, for having the platform, it's definitely well worth it. But I took Brandon Ayuk. He outscored Romeo Dubs, and that one actually was myself and Nate. I created it. Nate accepted it. That was our one-on-one challenge with each other last week. So I beat Nate. So nana boo boo. And then I got some bingo cards here. But before I get into my bingo cards, Rich, were you able to place any rival bets last week?
I think I did. Matter of fact,
I'm going to show your screen here.
Let me go to it real quick.
Oh, you got a lot of challenges entered for this week.
Oh yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm a degenerate, man. No, this was the one from the week before, the one you and me did.
Okay.
I did lose one where the random one from that week where I went with Calvin Ridley, and the person I picked against was AJ Brown. So lost that one, but like I said, that was from the week before.
Yeah, but if I remember right, I think for that one, we couldn't find a whole lot that were $5 or less. So you just clicked on the next random one, and then you made it $10 because you were that confident.
Yeah.
Somebody accepted though, so that's the cool thing. Like even if you don't have somebody to bet with, if you really want to try to throw out any random bet, like a kicker versus a tight end or whatever, somebody out there very likely might accept that bet because they're going to be believers of the other side. So so that is the cool thing. So did I see that you have some bingo cards out there?
I have some bingo cards too.
Let's take a look at one of those, and then I won't have to show mine. We'll take a look and see what your strategy was this week.
All right, so QB, I'm going Tua Tagovailoa against the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
I am taking Cooper Kupp against Arizona. We've talked to this numerous times. I'm taking Christian McCaffrey against Cleveland, even though it ain't the best matchup and everything. He's their one guy for this game right here, I believe.
Yeah.
Travis Etienne is slowly but surely starting to become that next CMC. Maybe not to that caliber, but he can do everything that CMC does, and he's really starting to excel these last 2 weeks. I like his matchup against the Colts this week. And then receivers, I'm going Chase and Hill, and then Goddard at tight end. And Mr. Young Ho Koo against the Washington Commanders this weekend.
So scroll back up a little bit. I want to show them something. So if you look on under the A on Rival, that very first, that one right there. It says 2 touchdowns rushing in the fourth quarter. This is where I really like Travis Etienne for this week because with the Colts playing a backup quarterback, and I get it's Gardner Minshew. It's what do they call that? When he's going up against his former team.
Yeah, revenge game.
A revenge game. Yeah, it's a revenge game for Gardner Minshew. Like, I do firmly believe that Minshew's going to have a good game. Don't get me wrong. And I even think there's a chance that the Colts win this game. But if for whatever reason the Colts play like the Colts usually somehow play, and especially with a backup quarterback and against a pretty solid Jaguars defense, there's a good chance that the Jaguars are going to be playing with a lead in the fourth quarter. But it's probably going to be a close enough game that they're not taking ETN out. So that's where, you got Christian McCaffrey to get all of the good things. Like anything good that's on this board that a running back can get, Christian McCaffrey can get it for you. But that's where having that other running back really comes in solid on these bingo boards, because you never know what those achievements are going to be. They're going to be totally random. So that's what I like.
I want to call out one thing real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So obviously in bingo and stuff like that, it's going across in a line. You could do 4 corners. You could even do the 4 corners, correct? Like top
So
four.
yeah, so I think it's all four with bunched up within a corner
Yep.
or all four corners individually.
So yeah, exactly. And that's what I want to point out real quick. So let's look at this four quadrant right here that initially you were talking about.
Yeah.
Two TDs rushing in the fourth quarter. Then the next one right next to it is 6 to 9 receptions from of a running back. ETN and McCaffrey could both do that.
Yeah.
3 receiving TDs. All three, Chase and Tyreek has already proven this year that they could already do that in a game.
And who was your flex again?
My flex was Cooper Cup.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you got all three wide receivers there. Yeah.
That could easily do that. And then on top of that, 1 TD rushing in the first quarter. I
Cooper
like
Cup.
this very, very much.
Yeah, Cooper Cup can rush the ball. Chase has ran the ball. Tyreek does run the ball a couple times a game. Yeah, absolutely. That any one of those could happen. Yeah, that's a good board, man. All right, and you also have $69 worth of bonus cash there. Don't forget about that bonus cash that Rich gets because he used our link, joinrival.com/title tribe, and his first deposit of up to $200 was matched. And the way they match it is every time you place a dollar bet, they give you another dollar bonus, and that's how they match your $200 bet. And then he also got the additional $25 for joining through the link as well. So I mean, you can't lose, guys. Make sure you use that link when you're placing before you start placing your bets. All right. So next, we'll go back to my screen here, and I want to let's do some random challenges. So this is something we've been doing the last few weeks, and it's actually been working out really well. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to click over here to NFL because this isn't a baseball or basketball show just yet, but just to tease it on down the line here, coming up pretty soon. We're hoping to have a version of this show that's based around baseball and helping out with getting leagues together for season long baseball for next spring. So we're kind of excited about some new works coming in with that, working in cooperation with Rival on this as well. But we're going to go with the NFL here. All right, so it's $5 bets or less. Okay, and Rich, I know you have yours pulled up as well. So if you want to try to keep along with me, because as I go through it, they give you the exact same bets, and this way we don't have to like scroll through every single one of them twice. But I'm gonna.
Actually, they don't. I just noticed that earlier when so like you're showing someone totally different than me.
Oh, really? Okay, so they've adjusted that. You don't have Christian McCaffrey and Lamar on there then.
No, I have actually Keenan Allen and Lamar Jackson.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to skip through the first three that say $5 or less, unless we get bored and then there's just a bunch of blank ones, and I'll just choose like the third blank one.
Gotcha.
But we're going to choose a random challenge here. So we can't do anything with Justin Jefferson, unfortunately, and poor guy's out. All right, so here's the first one. There's one. Oh man, actually, dang. Okay. I'm not going to count this one, but I'm going to accept this one because I want this Tyreek bet here. So all I have to do to accept somebody else's challenge. They've chosen Lamar Jackson to outscore Tyreek Hill. Tyreek's playing against the Panthers, and Lamar is up against Tennessee. And Tennessee's defense is deceptively better than they are on paper. And with Lamar not having much of a running attack, with his running backs going down early and often again this year, he's been more reliant on the pass, and we know that's not a good thing for him. So I'm going to take this bet. I'm going to take that Tyreek is going to outscore Lamar Jackson because he tends to most weeks anyway. But that we'll say that was number one on the random challenge there, and I went on past it. There's number two, Tua against Lamar, which honestly I would probably take the Tua side there anyway. Number three, where is it? Come on. Okay, so I'll either number three or I'll go three blank ones at this point. 1, 2, so whatever's next. There we go. So the next blank one is Lamar against Trevor Lawrence. Lawrence against the Colts. Lamar against yeah. I think Lamar or Trevor has kind of been playing down, and we've already talked about the rivalry revenge game here for Minshew. So I think I'm going to go with Lamar on this one. Not super confident in it, but I'll still place a $5 bet on that one. All right, so that's my challenge: Lamar against T-Law. So,
Yep. And I had already gotten to my screen, and I'm at the point where you just left off.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to mine, and so we'll skip.
Yeah, because that first one may have been different because I already skipped through a couple of them, to be honest.
And I think that might be the case for me too, because I already went through and started making some bets earlier. So I'm going to see if there's any $5 bets for a minute. If not, I'm just going to do the same thing you did.
Yeah.
All right. So starting from here, I'm going to do the next 3 blank ones. So,
all right.
And all of a sudden now I'm not going to, there's one blank one right there. There's number 2 right there. And there is number 3. I got DeAndre Hopkins at wide receiver or CJ Stroud. Man, this is actually a tough one because they both have some tough matchups. Hopkins against the Ravens defense and CJ Stroud against the New Orleans Saints. D-Hop had a huge game last week, which really translated well over into our Frankenstein League. But in this case right here, I'm going to lean QB. Stroud has been playing real good and stuff. And even though they're playing against a good Saints defense, I am going to go with CJ Stroud. I will place a $5 bet. And I am going to use my bonus money, which I got my entry.
Yeah, I like that one actually. I think between the two of them there, mostly just because Tannehill is still starting. So I think that's kind of the tiebreaker for me. So yeah, that's a good one there. Let's see. All right, let's do a one-on-one challenge, myself against you, and we will do let's say
I gave the stipulation last time. You give one this time.
What'd you say?
I set the parameters of our bet last time. I went with the second receiver from a team. Do you have anything, an idea?
Let's do only tight ends from the NFC.
All right.
Only tight ends from the NFC. So let's see. This is probably something that we should plan ahead, but I think it's funner to kind of jump in and just throw it out there. So I've got my schedule here I'm looking at.
And while you're looking at your schedule, I'm going to look at my rankings that I have posted for this week. At fulllistenTitles.com, you can find me and Jason. We give our top 10 rankings at QB, running back, wide receiver, and tight end.
I've got mine whenever you're ready for yours.
All right, I got mine. I'm going to let you pick first. That way I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I'm not. We threw out the parameters, so I'm not going to try to hold back here. I'm going to go George Kittle because he's facing Minnesota, so kind of a piss poor defense. The only downside here is that they get up early with CMC. They're probably not going to have to throw much in the second half. Mm-hmm. But I've got Kittle pulled up here. Who's your tight end?
I'm so glad you didn't choose my tight end. I'm going Mr. TJ Hawkinson from the Minnesota Vikings. As they lost Justin Jefferson, and the man becomes the number 1 target there.
Very good. I like it. Yeah, and I agree 100%. I agree. But wait a minute. This says that George Kittle is playing Cleveland.
Yeah, they are.
Cleveland
and TJ Hawkinson's playing
the Bears. Shoot. That's because I was looking at week 7 because earlier I had week 7 pulled up for my fantasy leagues where I was trying to plan ahead. Shoot. All right, that's fine. I said Kittle. I'm a man of my word. I'm going to stick with Kittle.
I'll let you change it. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
That's all right. That's all right. Because now I'll feel bad if Kittle ends up blowing up. So I'm going to roll with it, even though
The issue though is that here I'm giving you a back door because George Kittle did have a huge game last week, and it's usually not the case. He has back-to-back games like that. So I will
I
give you an
agree.
option here.
And Cleveland has a much tougher defense than the Minnesota Vikings.
So go ahead and choose somebody else.
All right, I'll take a look at it then.
Because I got a pretty good tight end that you're having to go up against.
So Logan Thomas is intriguing.
I do like him. I have him ranked 8th.
Let's see. Think I might. Maybe Tyler Higbee against Arizona. So Goddard is intriguing, but
that is a solid matchup. I have him ranked 7th against the New York Jets.
I wish we knew a little bit more about Laporta at this point, but yeah, man, I'll be honest with you. I'm just going to go ahead and stick with Kittle. I'm going to stick with my gut because nothing is absolutely standing out to me. Well, I can't say I'm going to stick with my gut since it was an accident before, but I'm going to go ahead and stick with Kittle. I'm really not at all confident in this bet, but it's still a fun one. So I'm going to choose my side. I already clicked. Oh yeah, I probably should go ahead and explain to the people what I selected earlier. So if you click right here on social challenges and then go to create, type in Kittle for my side, and then I type in Hawk for his side. It takes us right to the players. Then I'm going to choose the side that I'm betting, the $5 that I'm betting, and then it'll have me type in my friend's name that I want to send it to. Oh, I spelled it wrong. And then Frito will see it on his end and accept it, and we'll have ourselves a little friendly fire bet.
Yeah, I'm over here blushing because you refer to me as a friend. I really do appreciate that very much.
Well, I wish that they would have called each other rivals in here just because it makes more sense, for their theme. But what can you say? All right. I think that's pretty much it for this week's show, Rich, unless you have anything else you want to add or plug.
Nope. Like I said, anytime you guys need me on, I'm more than welcome to fill in. So
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on. Oh, I do want to plug one more thing. So last night we had an episode of TGIF. I was having a rough day. I decided I needed to take the night off. George stepped up for me and did the show solo, not the sholo, but he did the show solo. And I mentioned during the premiere of that last night that if somebody comments in the comments section of the TGIF, you have an opportunity to win one of these hats right here. So I don't know. Let me get rid of this screen here and
go solo.
So this hat right here, right? So it's got the T2T show logo, the flagship show logo on there. I've got the trucker style like this, or I also have just all black all the way around. Whichever one you want. Go back into the TGIF because I want to try to show some love and support to George for helping me out. So watch the video, give us that view. Make sure you drop a comment. So if you comment in there, I'm going to put you in a drawing for that. And I don't know when I'm going to do the drawing just yet, but I'm going to end the contest at some point tonight. So this is going to premiere tonight at about, I think it's like 6, 7 o'clock. But after this premieres, after you've seen this, go back, comment on that video, get in on that drawing for one of these free hats, and show some love for George as well. So, and I'm still solo and didn't even realize it. So, but anyway, here we go. So like I always say at the end of each of these shows, except for instead of for Nate, well, we'll still say for Nate because we still love Nate. So for Nate, for Frito, I'm Justin. Have a great night, y'all, and good luck in week 6.